in the American League, one team that you've stuck your claim on the entire season, staked your claim on the entire season, has been the White Sox. And they might be starting to prove you right. They've jumped up 2 spots in our power ranking, rallying for kind of a last breath comeback in the AL Central. They're 72-69, 7-3 in their last 10, 1 win behind the Guardians, 2.5 back from the division lead, and they've passed the Twins, who are now under 500. It almost just feels like the Twins are down and out. Because once you go under 500, I feel like you just feel like you're drowning. Tony LaRussa hasn't been there, and the White Sox have been playing better, so it raises some interesting questions, but maybe I'll let you give your thoughts on the White Sox, especially because they are close to proving you right.
Yeah, I wish we had like a tech guy on staff who can go back to every one of our episodes and find where I said I'm still taking the White Sox to win the division and make like a sick edit of them celebrating winning the division at the end. I feel like
it's been every episode. Like legitimately, we've talked about
every time we talk about the White Sox, I'm like, I still take them to win. So I might have to go back and do that myself. Find all the time if I'm proven right. Find all the times where put some like Titanic music behind it, and but yeah, I'm still taking them to win the division. I got to stay on brand with this one. 7-3 in their last 10. They are playing well. Dylan Cease had that almost perfect game. I think we talked about that before in their last one, so it was a while ago now. But that's kind of what started their run. I think they won 3 straight at that point, and now they're playing well. Like you said, a 2.5 back of the division lead. I think this is going to come down to a big series. I don't know what the schedules look like. I'm hoping maybe a White Sox Guardians series matches up late, but yeah, I think the White Sox, they still have more star power, a little bit of postseason experience. We've talked about this before. Kind of once you get into late September, they're basically postseason games at that point, so maybe that will help. Maybe the Guardians collapse a little bit, just having the not as much experience as of late. So we'll see how it works, but still taking the White Sox.
Now, we both were very high on the White Sox coming into the year. I jumped off the ship early for them winning the division, but I was all like, my caveat was also like, I don't think it's the team's fault. I think it's the manager. I think it's Tony LaRussa's fault. And I said, once they get rid of him, because I assumed that he would be fired at some point in the season, then I might hop back on the train. I'd be interested in seeing how they play with new leadership. Of course, I mean, prayers up to Tony LaRussa. This is not the way that you wanted this to happen, but he's away from the team and they're playing very, very well. First of all, I'm curious, what do you think they should do once Tony LaRussa is available to return? And I mean, like, I don't know. Also, it's like, what do you think about the team without him?
I think it's a lot of momentum what they're doing right now. I think they will still be able to play well if he returns, as long as they ride a hot streak going into his return. So if they're like a half game back or whatever, they overtake it, the division, I feel like as long as they're hot going into it, I don't think he'll tear them down. He's still a solid manager. Like he makes some very questionable decisions that hurt them big, but I think overall, I think they will still be able to do it with him if he does come back. I think they probably should fire him at the end of the year regardless. But I think as for this season goes, I think they can still do it, even if he comes back. And I kind of get this as one of those feelings where if the White Sox take over the division lead by a half game or whatever, I get the feeling that it's going to be one of those scenarios where they're not going to give it back. So I think if they ride the momentum and eventually take over the Guardians, I feel like that's going to kind of be a nail in the coffin for the Guardians, who kind of have held it for a while now since the Twins have just started to slip. And I'm looking at the White Sox now. They can easily do it. We've got 2 games with the Rockies this week, 1 game against the Guardians, which is weird, on Thursday, and then a series against the Tigers, Guardians, Tigers, Twins, Padres, Twins. So if the Twins are kind of out of it at that point, that might be given up, especially this late in the year. So you got 2 series against the Twins. You'll have a tough series against the Padres, who will also be pushing to solidify their playoff spot. But you got the Tigers twice, the Guardians 4 times. You play them 4 times, so chance to make up some games there. So that's a good schedule for the White Sox. And I feel like if I'm the White Sox right now, I'd feel like I'm in a good place.